Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. Here is a tutorial on how I made this little summer top. Here are the two yarns I'm using. They're the same brand, just different colors. This is the main body color, and I just used the gray as like little accent pieces. I ended up using one of these, if that helps with reference for you guys. And here are all the weight, sizing, and whatnot. So for me, this is a medium to small size. That's what I typically wear, but you can always make this to your size just by adjusting some chains, adding more stitches, etc., etc. But if you're following the exact pattern I am a size medium to small, small to medium. So I am not following any pattern. I'm basically going off reference photos that I find and just going off the knowledge that I already know. So if you're wondering if there's a written pattern, I don't have one. This is all I have. I'm just kind of going with it. I wanted to try something new and I wanted to record it. That way I can look back on it and look at my progress. And also if you guys wanted to look at it too and maybe learn something new from this. But if you are curious, go ahead and continue watching and I'll show you guys how I made this. Start off with a slip knot. So you're going to chain, and I'll show a little picture up here where I'm talking about. You're going to chain from the side of your body, kind of underneath your armpit area, to wherever the middle of your chest is. For me, that was 20. Here are my 20 stitches. And whatever you ended up chaining, chain 2 more. 1, 2. And in that 20th stitch, or 2 stitches from the hook, you're going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And so you're going to do half double crochets all the way down until you reach this last one. Also know that the amount you chain will also indicate how big the cup size will be. So the more you chain, the bigger the cup will be. So I'm at my last stitch right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put 3 half double crochets into this one stitch right here. So there's 1, and in that same stitch, put 2 and 3. And go ahead and grab a stitch marker, and in that third double crochet, or that half double crochet you made, you're gonna put your stitch marker. Now we're gonna start working on the other side of that chain we made here, and we're just gonna do half double crochets. So you're gonna go into the stitch, the next stitch, which is right here, yarn over, insert your hook, do a half double crochet. You're going to continue doing half double crochets all the way until you reach the end. Coming up on the end here, I'm going to just finish up these last stitches with half double crochets, making sure I'm not missing any, because there will be one more. This looks like you might be done right here, but you're not. There's one more hidden one at the very end right here. Now, I'm done with this row. I will not be doing an increase on this side. This is the side that will be flat. It will be this side right here. And this is the side that will go on the outside of your body, so like under your arm, or the side of your body. So what you do when you get to this area is you will chain 2. You're going to flip your work. You're going to skip the first stitch and you're going to be working into the second stitch. and you're just going to do half double crochets in each of these stitches until you reach your stitch marker. So I'm coming up on my last stitch here before my stitch marker. I'm just going to put my half double crochet, and then in the stitch marker, this is where we're going to put another increase. So we're going to put 3, just like we did down here, 3 half double crochets where our stitch marker is at. One, 2, and 3, all in that same stitch. Now I'm going to grab my stitch marker again and mark where my last half a double crochet was, or that third double crochet. Now I know where to do my increase again when I do the next round. But now I'm just going to continue into the next stitch with a half double crochet, and we'll keep working half double crochets all the way around. And I'm just going to repeat this pattern for every row, half double crochets until I meet the end. And on the flat end, or the end that we are not doing decreases, you're just going to chain 2, flip, keep doing half double crochets until you reach your stitch marker, or the area where we do our increasing, and you'll put 3 half double crochets in that increase spot. And we're going to be doing this for 8 rows. So here you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 rows. 8 rows for me covers my entire chest. If you need to do more rows to cover it more, go ahead and do that, but for my size, 8 is what I needed. So here is the finished cup, and now I'm going to show you guys how to finish it off. So go ahead and chain 1 at the end of your work here, and then you're going to cut your string. Use real scissors, don't use these scissors I'm using. And then you're just going to pull through like this, and there you have finished your cup. So we have our 2 cups right here, and so go ahead and just move one to the side, take one right here, and to know from your wrong and right side, the side that has the tail is going to be the inside of the cup. This will be the outside of the cup. And I'm going to attach my yarn. So I'm going to make a slip knot. Grab my corner piece here. Insert into this first stitch. I'm going to take that tail yarn and wrap it over and under. Kind of just having it wrapped over and under like this. Then I will take that slip knot, put it onto my hook, tighten it up, and I'm just going to pull through. And now I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now I'm going to work half double crochets into all of these stitches, and I'm going to go until I reach the center here, so then I can connect my other cup. Now I've come up to where that 3 half double crochets in that increasing spot is, and so I'm going to put 2 more half double crochets now. I'm going to go and grab my other cup. I'm going to lay it out. The Same way, but just flipped. I'm gonna locate that increasing spot, that 3 half double crochets on the other cup, and I'm gonna find, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna insert it on that second half double crochet in that increasing spot. So 1, 2. So I'm gonna take my hook, gonna go over, not under, but over, insert, grab my yarn, and I'm just gonna do a slip stitch. Just like that. And that's how you connect the two. And you can continue doing half double crochets on the top of the cup, all the way. Keep doing that all the way until you reach the end. But now you can see how it joins in the middle. And if you feel like you need more space between the two cups, you can always chain before you insert into your next cup. So you can even chain like 3, 4 to give you a little bit more room, and then insert into this cup and do a slip stitch. But that is totally up to you. For me, I just instantly connect it with a slip stitch. So for the next part, we're just going to kind of build off of this that we have made to kind of increase the neckline a little bit. If you like the way the neckline is looking right now, you don't have to do this part. But if you wanted to add more, a little bit more length to it, a little more coverage, this could be for you. So I'll show you how to do that. You're going to chain 2. We're going to flip our work. And we're just going to do, once again, like we have been doing, skipping the first stitch, going into the second, do a half double crochet. Do half double crochets all the way down until you meet the center part. Reaching the end here. So I'm going to put half double crochet right before. Now, when I've come up to that spot right here, you're just going to put your hook. I'll show you first before I actually do it. It's a little tricky, but you're kind of putting it in this first loop right here of that little chain spot. Now if you chained, you're just going to go into every single chain with a half double crochet. So, but if you did it like me, you're just going to insert right there and put your half double crochet just like that, and then you shall continue like normal up along the neckline. Now if you do another row, you're going to have a nice clean double crochets to go into right there. So for the next row, chain 2, and you're going to flip your work. And for this row, we're going to do something a little different. We're just going to work half double crochets all the way down until we reach 2 spaces away from the center. So just do regular half double crochets until you reach 2 spaces away from that center. So we're going to stop until we are at this spot right here, which if we're looking at the middle, we'll have 2 spaces left. So I have 2 more stitches before I meet the center here, and I'm going to put a decrease. So to decrease, I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1. I'm going to yarn over again and insert my hook into the next stitch over, yarn over, pull through, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of those stitches. And now I'm going to add another decrease right here. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert into the next stitch over, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through all those stitches. And now I have 2 decreases right in the center here. And now I'll just continue like normal until I reach the end. I'm at the end, and for the following rows, I'm not going to do a decrease anymore. I'm just going to continue doing regular half double crochets along the neckline until I get the desired length that I like. And I'll meet you guys at the end once I finish that. So I finished my top part here. I ended up just doing those 3 rows that I showed you. The initial row we did and making sure we hit that middle part, and then the row with the decreases on either side right here, and then the 3rd row was just normal half double crochets along this edge. And then to finish your work, you're just going to finish how you did for the cups, which was just chaining 1, cutting the string, and then pulling through. And that is my neckline. Now we need to work on the bottom part. So for the bottom part, you're just going to insert your hook in another corner on the bottom part, attach your yarn the same way you attached it for the neckline, and then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to work half double crochets all the way along, just like we did for the neckline, until you reach that middle area, and you make sure you go into this space right here. So I just want to show you that middle part. This is the middle stitch. Don't forget the stitch beforehand. And don't forget the stitch that's in the middle right here. It might be a little tight. There you go. And then you can just continue like normal. All the way until you reach the end over here. Now for the next row, we're going to do the same thing that we did for the top part. We're going to be doing those decreases on either side right here. So remember, you're going to work half double crochets all the way along to the middle until you have these 2 spaces left right here, because this is your middle part right here. So you're going to stitch half double crochets all the way to here, leaving 2 to do your decrease, and then a normal half double crochet, and then a decrease in these 2 again. It doesn't matter exactly where your 2 decreases are, as long as they're kind of in the same area. You kind of know like where your middle is. If this is your middle, you want to try to make your decreases on the same size in the same spot, same area. So I just finished that 2nd row with the decreases. Now for the next row, we're just going to do the same thing. The 3rd row is going to have another decrease just like the previous row. So do the exact same thing that you just did. Finish off your work after your last row, and I have 4 rows total. I have that initial row of half double crochets we did, 2 decreasing rows, and then I have a final row of just regular half double crochets. You can always add more rows if you need to as well. And here you have it all together. Now you need to make the part that wraps around your body so it can connect and you can fit it on your body. And then we gotta have some straps and then the actual bodice part of it. So let's jump into doing the side right here. And to make the backing, or the band, I guess is what it's called, I'm gonna kind of go based off where my tank top is actually. You can either go really low or really high, but I think I'm gonna go right in the middle, right along that first seam we made. And that's where I'm gonna insert my hook and make my band all the way around. And I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. Now it doesn't matter which side you start on, so just pick a side. And the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to do a row of single crochets along this edge so we have nice stitches to go into, and it kind of helps even it out. And when you're doing the stitches, your single crochets, you're going to realize that there is no real stitch to go into, but you will find the spaces pretty easily once you start actually crocheting. You'll kind of see, if you can see where I'm kind of going into, is just these little spaces, like kind of where we did our chains and our turns. That's where I'm going into with these single crochets. So go ahead and just keep doing that along this whole rim or edge, I guess. And I'll meet you guys once I finish that. And now you can see that it just gives it a better look overall, a lot more cleaner. So now you're going to go ahead and chain one. Go ahead and flip your work. And if you remember that middle seam I was talking to you guys about, we're going to do stitches all the way until you reach this middle part. So go ahead and do single crochets all the way until you reach that middle seam. This is going to be the width of our band. So I've reached that middle seam that I was talking about, and I placed my last single crochet in there. So now we're going to be working not on this side. This is the top part of our bodice. We're not going to be working or crocheting there. We're going to be crocheting on the bottom half where we're going to have our band, which is the bottom part of our bodice part. Go ahead and chain two. You're going to flip your work, and we're going to start working on the band by just doing half double crochets in all these stitches. So skip that first stitch and go into the second. Do a half double crochet, and just keep doing half double crochets until you reach the end, and I will show you what to do at the end. Once you get to the end of your rows, make sure that you chain two, flip your work, and then continue doing your half double crochets. You're just going to keep working up. You're going to be doing 22 rows. For my project, I did 22. And here you can see I did my 22 rows. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing I did there onto this side. So go ahead, do that, and we'll join in the middle. Here it is. And as you can see, I did 22 rows because when it's together, it's 44 rows total, so half of that is 22. Now to join them, flip them inside out. You're going to join the ends together like this. You're going to be doing a bunch of slip stitches. So you're going to insert into a corner. You're just going to slip stitch. And then you're going to go ahead and flip your work. We're just going to work all the way down these stitches. So insert your hook into this one. Then insert your hook into this one. And then you're just going to pull through all the loops, doing a slip stitch. And you're just going to continue doing that. So once again, insert into here, and then into this one, and slip stitch. And just do that, slip stitch all the way till the end. And that's how you join them together. And here it is after you join it all together. You're going to go ahead and chain one to finish it off. You're going to cut your string, and then finish it off just like how you've been doing with all the other ends. And here it is, finished. You now have the band. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be inserting our new color yarn, or you can use the same color, up to you. And we're just going to be crocheting single crochets all along the hem or the neckline, the top part of our bodice. Just one single row of crochets. And you'll kind of notice that there is no exact stitches in some of the spots. It's just kind of more openings in the area. But as you work and crochet more, you'll figure out where to put them. There's no exact number that you have to do, no exact spot. Just make sure they're even, and you'll feel for like the holes, and it'll become very easy. Just trust me, you'll figure it out. So just do this single crochets all the way along. I know the recording didn't really pick up exactly where I was going into, but trust me, just keep working around until you meet the end and it will all come together. Here it is, finished with one row of single crochets all the way around. Now we're going to work on the straps. So start where you finished the last row, and we're going to do half double crochets all the way along until we reach the top of our cup right here. And here I've done half double crochets until I have these 3 little top pieces. You see I have 3 little stitches here, and I'm going to insert into that first stitch, and then I'm going to start chaining. In this chain count, I do 52, but it depends on how much you need for your shoulders. So just chain until it comfortably reaches to the back of your bra. And to know where to place them, I just found the middle part, and I just counted evenly 10 stitches from the middle on either side, and that's where I know where to put my chain to make the strap. And to make the strap, you just insert into where your crochet marker was, stitch marker. Then you're just going to do a slip stitch. And then you're just going to be doing single crochets for the straps all the way along the chain you had made. And just keep doing single crochets all the way until you reach that top I was telling you about with those little 3 spots we made. And we're going to insert into that second one. So go ahead and insert into the next stitch over. You're going to insert and do a slip stitch. Then go ahead and chain 1. Flip your work. Be careful not to get twisted. And then you're just going to work and do single crochets all the way down again, all the way until you reach the bottom. And then we'll just be inserting into the next stitch over like we did for the previous strap. So right into here, and then you'll chain 1 and work your way up again all the way over here. And then like before, you're going to insert into the next stitch over, and then work your way all the way back with single crochets, and then slip stitch into the next stitch over. And we're going to do this until you have 3 rows like this. This is my final strap length and width, and you're just going to go ahead to finish this off to get to the other side. Just do half double crochets until you reach the top of the other bra cup. You're going to do the exact same thing again. So if you remember, we're making like our little 3 stitches kind of at the top, the very top 3, inserting into the first one, and then we're going to start chaining. I did 52, yours is whatever you want. And then you're just going to connect your strap and do the exact same thing to make the strap that you did on the other side. And now here I have my 2 straps. To finish off the top, you are going to be doing half double crochets just along here until you reach the end, which is right here. So go ahead and finish that off because that is the last thing you have to do for the top. Now we're going to work on the body part of it. We're going to insert our new yarn right in here in the middle seam. I'm changing my color and I'm just going to do 2 rows of half double crochets all the way around, and I'll meet you guys back once I do 2 rows of half double crochets. Here's what it looks like after you crochet on 2 rows of half double crochets. Now I'm going to actually add on my purple color back, and for the next 3 rows I am just going to do half double crochets in this purple. So after you attach your yarn, make sure you chain 1, and you're just going to work half double crochets all along the edge here. And to finish off each row, you're just going to join into that first stitch you made with a slip stitch, and that's how you end each row. And to start a row, you chain 2, skip 1 stitch, and then do your half double crochets all the way around again. And then, like I said, I did 3 rows of just regular half double crochets just right here. And now the next step, the next rows are going to be a little different. We're going to be doing some increasing. And I don't know why, but my recording did not work. I'm sorry, but here's a still shot of the next step you have to do before you do your increasing rows. Fold your piece in half, and then on the side pieces, you're going to put stitch markers. Where I have my 2 stitch markers right here in the photo, you're going to go ahead and do that. It does not matter exactly where they are, as long as when you fold it in half, you're doing it at those 2 spots. It's not an exact science, doesn't have to be an exact number. Just follow along with what the picture looks like for your project. And then what you're going to be doing is you'll do your half double crochets until you reach a stitch marker, and then I'll show you in the coming up video is you'll be doing an increase in those stitch marker spots. And now I will show you how to do that. So I've come up on my first stitch marker here, and this is where I'm going to put my increase. I'm going to do 2 half double crochets into the same stitch, and that will be an increase. So now I have 2 half double crochets in that one stitch. And then I'll just continue like normal doing half double crochets all the way around until I reach the next stitch marker, and I'm going to do the same thing. 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. And then you'll continue with normal half double crochets until you reach the end here. And once again, sorry, my camera cut off, but you're going to do alternating rows. So we just did a row of increase. The next row, you won't do any increasing. But then the following row will have those increasing spots with those stitch markers. So you're just going to alternate in between rows, doing rows with increasing, rows with not increasing. And you're just going to do that for your desired length, all the way down your torso. For me, I did 9 rows of this. So I did 9 rows alternating between increasing and non-increasing, with a total, counting those 3 additional first rows, 12 rows total for my bodice, or my body part. So here you can see is the finished results. I added a little gray color at the end for my last row. Thought it kind of added a little color to it. Then here I'll show you, had my stitch marker to show where my initial 3 of just regular half double crochets, and then the alternating 9 rows that I did right here for a total of 12 rows total. Here is the finished product, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. It was super fun to make. I feel like it was a little bit challenging for me, but I enjoy doing stuff that challenge me. I get better at my skill at crocheting, and hopefully you guys learned something. I feel like it looks really good on too. I love the little stripe I added. But hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I just thought it'd be fun to try something new and share my process along the way, and hopefully you guys learn and take something from this video too. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.